It is officially Monday. Last week we worked on forgiveness. Hopefully everybody did good on their forgiveness. This week, we're going to practice patience, and those go hand in hand, don't they? Forgiveness and patience. Quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson: "Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience." And I love that anyway, thinking about nature and like I've said many times, taking the cue from nature. So I just finished that 3-week cleanse. I lost 11 pounds. The really amazing part is the body fat. I went from, I wish I had my little, oh, I do. I went from, it's bonkers. So I started, and I can't believe I was this high in total body fat. Where is it? Right here. 22.4% is where I started. I ended at 14.8%. Like, oh my gosh. But as I've been talking all fall, I felt that need to slow down, to listen to nature. You know, I didn't do the hardcore workouts. I just focused on meditation, restorative yoga, eating really good. So, you know, I guess it goes back to intuition and really, you know, being able, and that's if this whole pandemic and this whole isolation business, I think, has taught us anything, it is to slow down, you know, and listen, because there are seasons, right? There are seasons in nature. There's seasons in our body. There's seasons to burn and go and do. And then there's those seasons to rest and rejuvenate. So just wanted to share that with you because I was pretty darn proud. And I got some amazing recipes out of the whole thing. My mom was really impressed by the whole thing. She pretty much was on it because I cook. So she had no choice. So practice patience. I don't know what this first thing is. Oh, yes, I do. I just can't read. Foot tappers. Watchers. Oh, watchers. Barista stares. Horn honkers. Tailgaters. The guy who followed me on North Boulevard the other night when I was going the speed limit and laid on his horn as I was going 25 miles an hour on a residential street. That guy. This week is just for you. But I just need a few more minutes of your precious time to give you some context, because this is an important week, like really important. It is something that can benefit all of us, and it can't be rushed or forced. It's going to take a minute. So let's just breathe and feel our way through this. I know it's not easy. It might actually cause us to think we're losing our minds, and we might feel that rush of blood to our faces, the crawl of the hair on the backs of our necks, or the roll of our eyes. You there yet? You ready to skip to next Monday? Good, because now we're really in touch with why this week you get to practice patience. This was just a small test for you, but don't worry. There are lots more of those practice tests ahead, because this is just part of living in this great, big, wonderful, human-filled world. So stop tapping, watching, staring, and honking. There's a reason for the saying, patience is a virtue. Practicing patience matters. All right, so let's take medium. I don't know if I'm ready to write a note of apology yet for some of this. So take action, medium. Tune into your practice barometer this week. When you start to feel yourself losing your patience, try dialing it back and reading yourself. I was just talking about reading yourself. After all, being tired and hungry never seems to help our patience levels. The smallest change can make a surprising and very calming difference. Yeah, when I am hungry, hangry, everybody better watch out, right? That's when the patience goes down. So yeah, being aware of those kind of things, and, you know, don't go to City Market when you're starving, right? For more reasons than one. You'll never make it past the parking lot. All right, let's go ahead and have a seat. We're going to work on a little patience in our practice today. So what I'm going to do is challenge you a little to do some standing asanas, and we'll get there. We're going to warm up, but think about this idea of practice in your practice, okay, or patience in your practice. So we'll do some standing asanas where we're holding, breathing, and watching that mind. You know, if the mind starts to pop up, I hate this, I want to get out of this, when is she going to be done, when is she going to stop talking and let us do this practice, right? Listen, notice when your little patience barometer hits a dangerous level. Okay, breathing. Taking a tall seat. I can see you now. Let's sit right at the edge. Let's turn our palms up in a position of receptivity. Roll your shoulders back. Broaden across your chest, your collarbones. Let's take a few deep breaths. Maybe they're the first deep breaths of the morning. And then on your next exhale, if they aren't already, let your eyes slowly close. Really feel your feet rooted into the earth. Notice the pressure of your sits bones, rooting, grounding into the chair beneath you. And then from those roots, feel the expansiveness through your chest, the upward extended movement through your spine, up through the crown of your head. Let's practice a little mantra for our beginning movement and breath pattern here. So we're just going to repeat a simple word, and that is patience, or calm. If I like calm better. So on your inhale, just breathe in the word calm. Breathe out the word calm. Just in your mind's eye, repeating that word. Maybe you can even see that word behind your eyes with each inhale, C-A-L-M. On your exhale, C-A-L-M. Oh, imagine breathing that calm into the palms of your hands. Imagine breathing calm into the soles of your feet. Imagine breathing that calm right into your stomach. Right into the center of your heart. Maybe seeing again the letters C-A-L-M right across your chest. And then up to your forehead, temple to temple. And then let go of that mantra. And just take a few deep breaths. And turn your palms back down onto your lap. And just notice any shifts. Very gently open your eyes. Let's take a big, deep breath in. On our exhale, go ahead and flow forward, hands down towards the ground. Drop your head and do a few slow nods, yes. Let your head just drop back to center and a few slow side to side. No thank yous. Back to center. Slide your hands all the way up to your knees, and then one vertebra at a time. Slowly come all the way back up to a seat. Head is the last thing to come up. Tie my hair back here real quick. And then inhale, reach your arms out wide to the sides, like you're coming in for the biggest hug possible. When you do, squeeze your upper back muscles. Exhale, round into that C shape, cross your wrists, round your spine. Inhale, extend arms out to the side, big bear hug coming in. Exhale and rounds. Two more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. All right, arms back out to the side, but this time let's bend into our little goalpost shape. We're just gonna do a little side to side with our arms like this. So before we do the oblique crunch, roll your shoulders back, engage those upper back muscles, and then draw your low ribs back in if they popped out. Good, so this is, again, for your oblique muscles on the side of your body. We're gonna crunch to our right, inhale to center. Exhale, crunch to your left, and inhale to center. Nice, side to side, squeeze. You should feel that right in your side waist. Keep your upper back muscles engaged, or we're multitasking. This is also a nice little strengthener for your shoulders. Good. And then inhale, sweep your arms back up overhead, which probably feels like a little relief. Exhale, let's come down again for our forward fold. Hang your head. Slide your hands to your knees. Slowly roll yourself back up to a seated position. Inhale, reach your right arm only up. Exhale, let's take a twist to our right. Bend your right elbow. Take maybe a peek over your elbow. Inhale, reach up. Elongate your right side waist. Exhale, rotate. Inhale and reach up. Keep going. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, reach up. Good, one more time. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, reach up. Nice. While we're here, let's take a little side stretch over to our left. Breathe into your right lung, fill it up, empty it out. And then come on back to center. Switch sides. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bend your elbow, rotate to your left. Inhale takes you back to center, big extension through your left side. Exhale, rotate. Two more times with your breath. And then for that lateral stretch, this time to your right, keep your left sits bone down on the chair, fill and empty your left lung. Good, back to center and down. All right, walk your feet a little wide. Let's do our little side to side hula girl or hippie dance or whatever. Get funky. Let your elbow kind of be the puppeteer. And I've said this before, this is a great thing to do like first thing in the morning, like before you even step your feet down off your bed, just sit on the edge of your bed and do some of this. And then come back to center. Let's extend just your right leg out and point and flex. So tap your toes down and then point them up. Good. Keep that engagement through your abdominals. Shoulders back. If you need to hold on to your sides of your chair, you can do that too. Good. Keep your ankle dorsiflex. This time, bring your hands to your hips. We're going to keep our spine extended long and start to lean forward for that hamstring stretch. Breathe. Nice, back to center, slide your foot under you, but take your feet wide again. And let's just do a little side to side windshield wiper, dropping your knees. You may have to adjust your position on your seat so you can get a little further. Good, and then back to center. Let's switch legs, extend your left leg out, sit up tall. You can hold on to your chair, just keep your hands on your lap, point and flex. Good, steady breathing. Keep that dorsiflexed foot, hands to your hips, extended spine long as you come forward, deep breaths. Good, sit back up, feet wide again. This time, we're gonna take our hands to our knees. So we're in that third base coach position. Maybe scoot back on your chair a little bit and bring your chest forward. Drop your right shoulder as you rotate your upper spine, not your lower back, towards your left side. And then through center, round your back, pull your belly button in, shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Then bring your chest forward, drop your left shoulder, take a rotation to your right, through center, round, come forward, extended spine, rotate, back to center, round, almost like you're getting sucker punched right in the gut. Bring your chest forward, drop your left shoulder, twist to your right. Back to center, a little sucker punch through middle. One more time each direction, rotate to your left. Center, pull it in as you exhale. Center, twist to your right. And back to center. Come on up, walk your feet back under you. So extend your right arm out to the side and just rotate. So you're internally rotating your shoulder, externally rotating your shoulder. Shoulder rolls forward and back. Good. So even though, you know, your elbow and your wrist also have some rotation, I really want you to focus on the shoulder. And sometimes it's helpful to actually put your opposite hand fingers there so you can feel, right, that is what is moving. I'm hyperextensive in my elbow, so I have to be careful because that hyperextensive joint will want to do the rotation, and that's not good for my shoulder. It's not a healthy thing. It's not a ball and socket joint like my shoulder is. So I want to keep the focus up here in the right joint. Good. Now, you can again keep your hand right here and feel as your right arm drops fingers down and fingers up. Right, so we've just shortened the lever, down and up. And maybe you have more range of motion now that you've shortened the lever of your arm. Nice, last one. Good. Now, extend your right arm out. We're gonna swing it in front, hook with your left arm, and now figure eight your right wrist. Good, release. Take your right arm up overhead. Go ahead and reach up, grab it with your left arm, and let's go back to that lateral stretch, but this time, we're giving a little extra pull by using our left hand. We're anchoring down through that right sits bone though. Last breath. Back to center, and then just shake the blood all the way down to your fingertips again because our arms were up there for a while. Let's move over to our left arm. So straight arm, long lever, internal rotation, external rotation. Internal, external. Keep going, deep breaths, internal and external. Last one. And then bend. Again, I forgot to mention, you could keep a little hand there just for some feedback to make sure that it's really that joint that's doing the major movement. You think of like the Tin Man here, and we just put some WD-40 in our shoulder joint. We're getting it moving around. That's that synovial fluid in our bodies that helps to cushion our joints, make them move a little more smoothly. And when we don't move them, it's, you know, just like the Tin Man, where that oil's gotten old and maybe some of it's leaked out over time. We just don't have the oomph. Oh wait, sorry, this one first, the hook. And figure eight your left wrist. All right, now we can reach our left arm up, reach up with your right hand, grab it, keep your left sits bone on your chair, and take a little lean to your right. Deep breaths. Good, back through center, shake your arms out, get funky. Okay, let's come up. We're gonna warm up with a little vinyasa, but then like I said, we're going to also continue with that sustainable hold. And you are gonna feel in the sustaining holds, your heart rate go up, right? That they are, even though you're not moving, even though you're standing there, especially if your hands are above your heart, if your arms are above your heart, you're going to feel a little bit of a cardio sensation. Now, if you have high blood pressure, if you have any of those contraindicating conditions to having your arms up, obviously bring your arms down. I always like to just add like a stretch, you know, so you could bring your hands behind you like this. You could do reverse prayer. You could clasp your hands and do a big chest opener. So just know thyself, right? If you need to bring your arms down, obviously you can. You're still going to be working the lower body. Okay, so let's turn your chair seat around. We'll do just a couple little rounds of vinyasa because we haven't done a ton in our legs yet. So facing your chair, inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Feel that nice extended spine, root down into your feet, reach up through your fingertips. Then on your exhale, hands come through heart center, bend your knees. Let's bring our hands to the side of our chair and move into a little contraction or flexion of your spine, and then extension. Exhale, flexion, Inhale, extension. 2 more. Last one. Good. Neutral spine. Inhale, extend your right leg up, point, and flex your right foot a few times. Then step your right foot under, your left foot back. Let's go into our pulsing lunges. Exhale, round. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. One more time. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen, and then either step forward if plank, chair on the plank on the chair isn't an option. You could step forward into a standing forward bend here. Then walk both feet forward. If you're in plank, shimmy your hips around for a moment. And then we'll switch legs. Inhale, extend your left leg, point, and flex. Step your left foot forward, your right foot back into your pulsing lunge, round, lengthen. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Then step back either into plank or step forward into your forward fold. Deep breaths. Walk your feet forward, shimmy your hips. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step forward, left foot back. 2 pulsing lunges this round. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Step back to your plank or forward into your forward fold. Breathe. Walk it forward. Extend your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot forward, your right foot back. 2 pulses in lunge. Step your left foot back into plank. Breathe. And then walk it forward. Shimmy your hips around. Feet down under you, heels under you. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Press into your heels. Slowly come up to standing. All right, let's do some standing open hip asanas. So I'm just going to flip the chair around so I have a hold of the back of the chair. Now, as always, I'm going to show 2 options. Keeping your hand on the chair for stability and balance, or coming into that full asana. And then, like I said before, if you need to put your hands behind your back instead of up higher than your heart, do so. All right, your right foot is pointing towards the chair and your left foot is way back over there, slightly turned inward. So your whole left foot is down on the ground. Your right knee is going to bend straight towards your chair. Okay, if your knee just passed your ankle, then you need to scooch your right foot forward more. Okay, so we've got warrior 2. Bring your left arm up. Or if you've got any of those contraindications, you could have your hands behind your back. So this is where the patience part comes in. You've heard me refer to this as marination of your pose, right? Holding and breathing. And this is the part where, like meditation, your mind starts to go. You may even feel anger. You may feel bored. You may feel like that little 3-year-old in the 3-year-old mind starts to chatter, right? What are we doing? Why are we still holding this? This is good. Come on out if you want with your right arm as well. Warrior 2. And I'm not a big fan of the drishti in this one, the traditional drishti, which is over your right hand fingers. The reason being is a lot of us have cervical issues in our spine. And so looking forward actually makes more anatomical sense for our necks. Deep breaths. Good. Extend your right leg straight for a minute. Bring your hands to your hip for a moment. Breathe. And then I want you to really like put your hand on your quads of your right leg. Feel that engagement. Keep it. And your back leg is too, but if you feel it more in your front. So keep the engaged quad. Push your hips to your left as you reach and grab your chair on the right. Lean as far away from that chair as you can. You may even come down onto the chair seat. Okay, but if that pinches your low back, your sacrum, then come back up higher onto the chair back. So you've still got your quads engaged. Now you're going to sweep your left arm forward and up by your ear. Good. Utthita Trikonasana on the chair. Again, traditional drishti is to look up at your fingertips. Not a big fan. I'm allowed to say that after 22, 23, I don't even know how many years. A long time of teaching. Deep breaths. And again, we talked about, reading ourselves, knowing ourselves. And so a lot of times when we look up, right, it brings a sense of anxiety and nervousness into us. So if you do choose to look up, just notice if that brings any negative emotions with it. All right, bring your left hand back to your hip. Bring your right hand up to the chair back, and then push yourself up. Good. Toe heel your feet in a couple times. Now we're going to come into a high malasana. So your toes are out, your heels are in, your right hand is still on your chair. Our knees are going to track in the same direction as your second toe. Drop down into your sits bones. Your spine is long. You're slightly tucking your pelvis under you to elongate your lower back so you don't hyper arch your lumbar spine. Now, here's a real test in patience, is engage your pelvic floor, right? Make your pelvic floor lift up here. And that doesn't mean squeeze your butt or engage your thighs. It's an internal lift, as if you were going to the bathroom, peeing, and you wanted to stop. That is pelvic floor lift. That's the sensation, not quite as intense as as the example I just gave. Deep breaths. As the patience wanes, take deeper, longer breaths. Good. Push into your heels, squeeze your glutes, and then toe heel your feet back in underneath you. Okay, we're just going to face our chair. Just stretch out our ankles a little, because those for all standing asanas are awesome for ankle strength. So I talk about this every year as we move into ice and snow season. Ankle strength, stability, flexibility, that combo of the both strength and flexibility, very important as we, travel out into the icy streets and sidewalks. We all know, we've all slipped, we've done it. So bring your left toes now to face under the chair. Your right foot's way back. We're going to start in that warrior two. Yep, flip your chairs to the other side. Good. Okay, now your left knee tracks directly forward. Look down, see if your knee passed your ankle. If it did, then scoot your toes further towards the chair. Okay, let's bring our right arm up. Deep breaths. Optional. Extend your left arm up too. Breathe. Your torso is perfectly centered. Notice where your mind goes. Good. Now straighten your left leg. Reach down. Feel those nice quads all engaged. Now we're going to push our hips away from our chair as we lean toward it. Like I said, you may find that your right hand or left hand fingertips can end up on the chair seat, maybe not. And then we're going to sweep our right arm forward first and then up. Deep breaths. Keep those legs turned on. Good. Right hand to your hip, left hand up to the chair seat if you want low. Press yourself back up. And then let's toe heel our feet in a little bit. Not too, they're still wider than your hips. Toes are out, heels are in. Slight tuck of your pelvis forward, right? So think about elongating your low back here. All right, bend your knees. They track in the same direction as your second toe. And then we have that additional inward lift as if you had this little container of energy inside of you. And you don't want it to spill out. You want to keep it in there. So you're lifting, holding at the bottom of your torso. Deep breaths. And that lift, that pelvic floor engagement is very good for men and women both, as far as our reproductive health is concerned. And there's no other way to practice good patience than a nice pelvic floor lift. Okay, bring it back up together. Let's just stretch everything out in down dog on the chair. So hands on the back of your chair, step back. Let's do soft knees so we can get a really nice stretch through your spine. Good, look at your chair. Go ahead and walk forward and come up to stand. All right, let's switch our chair over to the other side again. And this time we're going to challenge our patience in just a couple balances. So basic tree pose, we know that it's a hip opener for your lifted leg, right? For your standing leg, it's a hip strengthener. So instead of collapsing into your hip like so many people do, you're not going to do that because you know better. You're going to pull in like you have Superwoman underwear on or Superman, and you're going to sit up or stand up nice and tall through that standing leg hip that's closest to your chair. Let's start in the kickstand first. So your left knee is pointed to the left. You've got the strong standing leg hip going, and then begin to bring your foot up a little higher. And that may be as far as it goes. Anywhere except for pushing sideways into your standing leg knee. You don't want to do that. You will regret lateral movement in your knee. Maybe you can come up as high as your inner thigh, maybe not. No cookies are awarded, no golden stars are given out for how high you get your foot. Okay, now we practice the patience of balance. So let's bring our left hand to our heart for sure. And then begin to not rely on your chair. So maybe come up just onto the middle and index fingertips of your left hand. Find a drishti right in front of you a gazing point that isn't moving. Steady your breath. And possibly begin to hover your hand away from the chair back, or even bring your hands together at your heart. Another possibility is to extend your arms up, release your fingertips, drop your shoulders. And then slowly bring your hands back to your center. Release your right hand back onto your chair. Bring your left knee forward and down. Then turn and face your chair. Let's go to a little pedaling of our feet. Deep breaths. And just check in on that patience. How did you do the longer you held that? We do everything we do on the mat, it's really for real life, right? It's for that jerk honking at me when I was going the speed limit on a residential street. He's the one that needs a little, or she, I don't know. It's a big truck. Okay, so left leg is our standing leg. We got the strong left hip. Turn your right knee out. Good. Feel that balance between rooting and grounding through your lower body and simultaneously lifting through the rest of your body. And then begin to play with how high your foot comes, but don't forget that security, that strength in your left hip. So don't compromise. Just getting your foot up high really doesn't do much for us. We can stretch the inner thigh in other ways, but we're really working on the stability here too of our standing leg hip. And like I said, that part often gets ignored because our little ego says, well, I want to get my foot, all the way up to my inner thigh. That's what Leah's doing, so I'm going to do it. If it compromises your standing leg hip, come back down, maybe even all the way down to the kickstand. Okay. All right, so you're going to start to take your left hand fingers now, coming maybe to fingertips or fingertip. Right hand at your heart. Maybe hover. And if you have a weaker ankle, this is homework. So I can tell my right ankle, I know for you guys it looks left, but it's my right really. It is struggling a little on this side. Deep breaths. There you are. I have to plug my phone in. You keep going. Let's try extending your arms maybe. You guys look great. Yes. And don't overarch your back. Make sure your low ribs are still drawn in. Awesome. And when you come out, it's slow and controlled. Reach your hand back to your chair. Bring your right knee forward. And then down. Turn and face your chair and do a little pedaling of your feet while I grab my charger. It's wild to me that a phone can go from 100% at 7 a.m. to low battery at 10. Okay. It's differently. Not cooperating very well. Okay, almost there. There we go. Okay, we're good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and switch gears. So come on down to the ground and grab your block and your bolster. We're done with our chairs, so you can go ahead and put those off to the side. So bolster off to the side too for now, but do grab your block and you're gonna put it right between your legs. So you're holding it just a little higher than your knees. So between your thighs. Good. All right, so here's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna slide our feet in. We're gonna slide our feet out. Okay, so there's little abs here. Okay, slide them in and out. So our weight is back into our hands. Our elbows are bent. And we're just working those lower rectus abdominis muscles. Out and back in. Deep breaths. Out and back in. Again, out and back in. Good. Now, squeeze your glutes and begin to lift up off of the ground. If this is too much on your shoulders, you could do this one down on your elbows and just come an inch or two off the ground. Either one, we're gonna hold as long as there's no pain in the shoulders. Breathe. Squeeze your block that's still between your thighs. And then slowly come on down. One elbow at a time, drop down onto your elbows and then down onto your back. We'll now move into some bridge lifts. My block is still between my thighs. Okay, here we go. Shoulders down, collarbones broad. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Breathe. Slowly roll back down. Again, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Breathe. And slowly roll back down. Last one. Squeeze and lift. And roll back down. Now, block still between your legs. Go ahead and pick your feet up off the ground. We're not going to go all the way down to the side. So this is again for your core muscles. Now we're focusing more on our obliques and our transverse muscles, okay? So we're going to drop our legs. They're going to stay in this little 90-degree tabletop. We're going to drop them halfway to our right and then slowly pull them back to center. Stay to the right, over to your right and center. 3 more. To your right, center. 2 more times. Good, last one. Excellent. Let's switch to your left and center. 2 more. 4 more. You're not getting off that easy. Two more times now, honestly. Last one. Okay, now pick your legs up, see if you can straighten them, and all you're doing here is squeezing this block. So you're engaging your adductors. So squeeze this block, pinch it. Every exhale, feel as if your belly is hollowing out. One more big breath. Nice. Bend your knees, bring your feet back down and take a hold of your block. Oh, all right. Let's stretch out. Good job, ladies and gentlemen who are watching the replay. Jason. All right. So now I've got my If you have 2 blocks, this could be blocks instead. I just happened to grab 1 block today. So for sure, 1 block between your shoulder blades on its medium height, and then either another block on its medium height turned horizontal on your mat, or a bolster like I have. Okay, so you guys have done this many, many times. Put that block right at your line as if you're wearing a heart rate monitor. And then bring your arms out, your shoulders down. Now legs, I've got mine crossed. You could have them straight. Let's go back to our little mantra that we began with. Let's repeat that word calm on your inhale and on your exhale. See the letters C-A-L-M right behind your eyes. All right, so go ahead and tuck your elbows under you. Bring your chin to your chest, 1 arm at a time. Go ahead and push yourself back up to just a comfortable seat. If your legs aren't already crossed, go ahead and cross your legs. We're going to take a little twist to our right. So right hand behind you, stand your fingertips. Start at your right shoulder. Draw your right shoulder back. So the rotation is up higher in your spine. Then your head just follows the lead of your shoulders. Deep breaths. Good, slowly release. Do a couple shoulder rolls back. And then we'll switch sides. Left hand fingertips, right hand to the left knee. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, lead with your left shoulder. Head follows. Deep breaths. Good, slowly release. And let's come on down for Shavasana. So bolster under your knees or flat, whatever you prefer. Blankets, socks, whatever you need. While you're getting settled, I'll remind us of that Ralph Waldo Emerson quote: adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. So if it's comfortable for you, take a big breath in and hold it. When you need to, open your mouth and audibly sigh out. Do that 2 more times. Big breath in, hold it as long as you can. Before your shoulders start to tense up to your ears, open your mouth And let that big rush of exhale out. All the way out. One more time. Big breath in and hold it. And then open your mouth, big audible exhale out. Let your breath return to its regular, steady rhythm, quiet, natural. Feel the weight of your body sink down into the surfaces beneath you. Feel the heaviness at the back of your head, shoulders, hips, heels. And relax your jaw completely. Once again, imagine the word calm right behind your eyes. You can see those 4 letters. Direct that calm down into the palms of your hands. Feel them soften. Your fingers naturally curl inward. That calm now down into the soles of your feet. Feel the joints in your toes soften. The bottoms of your feet. Relax. Imagine the calm in your stomach. Feel yourself releasing all tension around your stomach. Now up into your heart, your chest. Feel that calm, releasing any tension held around your heart and upper back. And feel that calm on your forehead from temple all the way across to your other temple. Release the mantra and simply be. And now bring your attention back to how you feel. Notice if there's been any shifts. And gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms up over your head. Take a full body stretch, fingers to toes. And then roll to your right side and pause. Use your hands, use your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. May the benefits of your practice this morning move with you. May this empowering calm affect not just you, but others. May you exude calm. Have a wonderful rest of your day and week. Namaste.